fight. Right now, I don't know what to expect. I'm just here for the entertainment. Hope the best man wins. Let's get it.
Ryan Garcia said, I've been quiet for some time, but I've actually been cooking on some plans before my actual return to the ring. Here's the plan before April. Exhibition in December in Japan against the guy who fought agent Manny Pacquiao and tried to knock him out. Then go after Jake for Uncle Mike. Before I get into a lot of the beef between Ryan Garcia, Mike Tyson is someone that this guy loves. He's one of them people that cherish Mike Tyson in the boxing community, so it means a lot to him, and you will see that throughout this video, his relationship with Mike Tyson and why he wants to avenge him, Jake Paul beating him.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, champ?
Love you, man. Hold on, I gotta give you a hug.
You look good, brother.
Thank you.
You been eating bricks?
Yes. I'm gonna eat them today.
You look beautiful, brother.
Thank you. Love you. I love you, Mike. You look good.
Thank you.
I love you, Mike. I'm going to your fight.
I'd love to see you, brother.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm with you in everything. Remember that. Always in spirit. Got you. Love you, Mike.
If Jake Paul somehow beats Mike Tyson, he said the day before, I will finish him. I put that on my mama. It's on. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to end Jake Paul's boxing thing. Bring it on, Jake. I'm dead effing serious. I'm going to F you up, hit my team.
Some crazy sounds in here.
Woo. I can't do this shit. I feel so fucking bad for introducing Jake Paul to boxing. I fucked up. I can't allow this to happen. I can't. He's disrespecting my sport. He's disrespecting everything. I don't know. Call my team, Jake. Fuck you.
Ryan Garcia has been saying for a long time now, he was the person to start Jake Paul's boxing career, so he wants to be the one to end it.
That last one was killer. Oh my God. You good, bro?
This ain't just some random tweets from Ryan Garcia. This has been building up. Ryan Garcia went off while Jake Paul was on a podcast telling him how much he wants to fight him and beat him. These guys have had their issues, so this is an easy fight to make.
What's up? What you gotta say?
Fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch. I'll beat your ass. You know that.
Record this shit, you dumb motherfucker.
It's already being recorded, bro. You know how we do it.
Suck my dick, bitch, and suck my dick.
You lightweight.
Suck my dick, bitch.
You lightweight. I thought you had baby mamas to suck your dick. I thought you had all those baby mamas to suck your dick.
180 and fuck you up, bitch.
You little, bro. You got no balls. No balls. No balls. I'm gonna put you back on the canvas like Tank did.
My balls big. I bet my balls bigger than you.
I wouldn't be surprised if you put your balls on the internet right now, brother. You're losing it.
Bro,
He hung up.
he tried. Damn.
Let's go.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad.
Tough. It's like you're watching a man
It's sad, bro.
break
I don't
down.
like it.
Yeah.
He's trying to.
Obviously, in actual boxing, Ryan Garcia is in a ban. This is why he wants to take this fight. Maybe they could do it somewhere off the grid. And Jake Paul himself is a person that confronted Ryan Garcia after he got banned. Ask him, did you take them roids? What he got tested positive for, but he thinks he was set up.
Have I ever asked you about steroids ever in my life?
You never asked me, no. Did you do your B sample already?
I just requested it.
Yeah, because people were saying, they said that you, like, wanted to speed up the process and do the B sample, like, faster.
Bro, I want the bro. I was like, bro, I'll piss in the cup right now. Dog, I don't do steroids, bro. Like, can somebody help me out here, bro? I don't do steroids.
It's just tough when you pop.
Bro, all I do is black coffee.
That's it.
Fucking tequila and weed.
But like if the test is saying that you did, then like how do you?
Bro, there's only one way. If all my tests came out clean all the way up to what was that day before my fight and the day after, obviously they're setting me up, bro. Bro, I don't take fucking steroids, dog. The fuck? I don't take steroids, dog. This is fucking retarded, bro. This is like some shit I shouldn't have to be dealing with. But because I won, they threw this shit on me, bro. I don't do fucking steroids. Like, that's weird, bro. I've never done steroids in my life.
But Ryan, if you did do it, then that's really fucked up, bro. And I'm
Bro, I didn't do it, bro.
I'm gonna be pissed off at you
Bro,
as a friend,
I'll
and
punch
like that's
myself in the
fucked
face
up,
right
bro.
now, bro. I'll punch myself in the face.
If you did though, like that's
If I did it, bro, which I know damn well I didn't, I would have quit boxing, bro. I didn't do it, bro. I didn't do it. I could have hurt him. I could have killed him. Why the fuck would I do that, bro? It's so stupid. I'm not gonna do it, bro. I'm dead ass. I would never cheat, bro.
And Jake Paul actually had his back through that situation when everyone was calling out Ryan Garcia. Obviously, the Ryan Garcia fans are going to say he was set up. But Jake Paul, people are saying, is only backing him because he himself takes certain things. But he had said this on a podcast defending Ryan.
What do you think about Ryan Garcia's PED thing?
Why would he take that small of a dose of a steroid or whatever it is on the week of the fight? Because the only test he popped for was the one the day before the fight. You wouldn't just start taking a steroid on fight week. He's guilty, but it is weird.
Jake and Logan in the build-up to Ryan Garcia's fight with Devin Haney was saying he stands no chance and was absolutely shocked when Ryan Garcia dropped him numerous times and beat him in fashion.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. 15, 109. Oh, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia. Yes! What the fuck, bro? We're in the Matrix. He did it.
I love both guys, man. Both are warriors. Respect both people.
Both of these guys on the top boxers' earnings very close, 47 million and 41 million. I'm sure Jake's has gone up after that Netflix bout, but the money this would generate and the build-up would be crazy. And believe it or not, they've actually discussed it potentially happening on Jake Paul's podcast when Ryan Garcia went on there not too long ago.
We text each other like, let's stir some shit up.
No, I dead ass did. So it's just always fake. You guys have never actually beat.
Sometimes we like,
Did you guys ever actually
brothers
fight?
be brothers. Depends on the bag.
What if Netflix said, I got a big bag, we can run another Netflix fight?
We gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, we gotta turn it up.
You think you got him beat?
I'm a man of confidence. So he's a man of confidence. He doesn't think he'll lose. He thinks he's gonna beat Mike Tyson. Are you fucking stupid?
Exactly. So of course I did.
This guy.
One of the funniest things is Logan Paul is suing Ryan Garcia for his comments about Prime. That could be part of the build-up. Ryan Garcia and Logan having problems, and Logan Paul dissed him to Jake not too long ago after Jake Paul was getting called out by Ryan.
Jake, I had a good transition. So okay, it sounds like, all right, rewind. You might be doing too much. Someone else who might be doing too much is Ryan Garcia. Look,
Oh man.
indeed.
Yeah, but he's
Little
doing
brother
lines.
Ryan. We love Ryan.
We
Garcia.
love Ryan.
I have a
guy.
personal connect. I love Ryan.
I like
Garcia,
Ryan.
dude. Except he said something right after your win on Instagram.
What
It's a
did he say?
picture of you and him side by side. He said, "I'm tired of this." 4 exclamations. I'm done. I'm stopping this shit, and it's my fault. I started his boxing career. I should have never, but no regrets. I'm gonna hurt this man bad at Jake Paul. And the worst part, here's the soundtrack.
On YouTube in 6 months.
He crossed the line there. He crossed the
Coming for
fucking
your
line there.
throat.
Jake would,
How is
Jake
he,
would
that's
destroy
a
him.
compliment. That's a multi-platinum song.
The last, yeah, but the last line is, "I'm gonna hurt this man bad." All caps, may I add.
And he said he started your boxing career.
I would just start off by saying, well, then you should have got up off the floor when you got hit with a widow body shot, buddy.
Damn.
You fucking little pussy. I didn't even try to get back up. No backbone, no balls.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Afraid, scared little bitch. Tank hits hard. We all know that, but he weighs 135 pounds. So what happens when you have a 200-pound man who hits hard coming at you, brother? And you've been doing the sport your whole entire life, but you got weak-ass footwork. Yeah, you're fast, but them some feather punch.
It's not like there's no history between these two. They've been calling each other out for a while. Jake, when Ryan Garcia was having that episode going off on social media, was dissing him. And Ryan Garcia said it's disrespectful to be compared to these guys. But now Jake Paul has done enough for Ryan Garcia to want to fight
Doing
him.
off some cocaine. That boy is getting that shit straight from Colombia or something. Because that shit's strong.
Ryan, I love you. You know that, bro, but you got to chill out, bro. Because, like, there's a line and people, you just seem like you're losing your mind and acting thirsty and desperate and saying you're a billionaire when you had one money fight. Like, I'm just saying, just chill, bro. But if you do want to fight, that's, to me, light work. You got no footwork. And as long as you've been in the game, I'm a better boxer than you.
I've been disrespected because they tell me about Dean the Great and Anthony, Ugly Boy Taylor, whatever his name is, and KS Dumbass or whatever his name is. It's just all these comparisons. Like, bro, I've been boxing since I was 7 years old, man. Don't even mention these guys with me. I will blow them out the water in the same day and within 3 to 4 rounds, man. This is the disrespect I'm talking about. I was on the USA team. I did all that. These guys can't mess with me. Talking about he can handle me. What the hell are we talking about? That's the disrespect I'm talking about. I like Jake Paul. Just stop, man. Jake Paul won't handle me. Nobody will handle me. I'm cool with Jake and Logan and all of them, but they can't mess with me in the ring.
Ryan Garcia was feeling a type of way and talking about the upcoming fight with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson a lot, and that is what is going to cause him to want to fight Jake Paul, because they were actually friends and got on well at a certain point.
What's your prediction for me versus Mike Tyson?
Man, my heart of hearts, I mean, it's hard for me to bet against you. You're different. I won't bet. I like Mike, so I just go for Mike because he's Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
You feel me?
No.
It's Uncle Mike.
It is. I love the guy.
I love Mike.
I feel bad for what I have to do.
You do what you got to do, brother.
To be honest. For sure. It's funny, Ryan. I don't think a lot of people remember, but way back in the day, I remember you doing some videos with Jake Paul, and it was kind of like you gave him a boost when he was trying to get into the whole boxing realm, and kind of you shed light onto him and got people to start paying attention.
He's never gave me credit once, but I don't need it. All I know is, he came to my house when I was still training in the garage, and he visited me out of nowhere, and I told him about boxing. Then I brought him into the Canelo gym. My dad was one of his first trainers. Nobody knows this, and my dad trained him. So, I mean, again, he was staying in San Diego, training for a fight with my dad. I remember the hill that he used to run and all that. And again, I told him the idea that he could change this into a business.
This clip is literally from 5 years ago now, of Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia playing around, staging a face-off. This is like manifested for the future in a subtle way. Jake Paul's improved a lot. Ryan Garcia hasn't been as active.
Hey, bro, who are y'all on the property?
I see what you said on Twitter. What's up? Sign the contract.
Fuck your contract.
No, sign the contract.
Oscar's your daddy.
Yeah.
Oscar's your daddy.
I'm your daddy.
Oscar's your daddy.
And I'm your daddy.
Yeah, talk to Oscar, bro.
I'm your daddy. Sign the contract. You're not a professional fighter.
I'm the king of social media.
That's great, but you're not a fighter.
I'm the king of social media.
And don't get your hands on me.
You're trying to do what I did. Bitch ass. Bitch ass.
Let's go.
Bitch ass. Pull it up in your little rental.
What's your shit?
Pull it up in your little rental, bro.
Act like that.
Let's get it then.
Right here.
Yeah.
I'll beat your ass right here.
Yo, I'm gonna call Gervonta Davis.
I'm gonna call KSI and whip your ass like he whipped your brother's ass.
I'm gonna call Rolly. Let me call Rolly. Let me call Rolly up.
La encontré porque te estaba toda la mañana agarrando y se metía entre las piedras de Chipiona al disparo. Y cuando se una mañana y adentro la vete
Jake Paul versus Ryan Garcia, I want to see that. You never know. One day I might have to fight Jake in the ring. Let's do it. I'm all for it. He's a bigger guy, but I feel like I could beat him. I know I will.
And then when KSI went and got down with that guy Joe Weller, Jake seen the opportunity even more so, and then they went and ran it up. So again, I'm telling you, I've been at this for a minute. People don't know this, and that's why I did that whole Twitter voice recording. Like, damn, I wish I didn't introduce his ass to boxing. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Well, hey, it's got to make you feel good, at least just knowing that, like, somebody random in the audience has come up and actually acknowledged that, Ryan. So I actually...
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope, bro. I didn't even know nobody peeped that. That's crazy.
So yeah, the person to blame if you don't like Jake Paul conquering boxing, you got to give it to him, he's a good marketer, is Ryan Garcia. This guy was training him along with the people that was training Ryan Garcia. He really put him on the scene, and there's evidence all over social media to back that up as well.
These trackers are sick. We've got a tracker that can track the speed of the punch and the amount of punches you throw. Okay. Yeah.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Hands free, baby. Let him go. Arms open. Good. Man. Hey. There we go. Go. Yes. Good. What's that? 172. Hey, 92. Let's go. 92. And a new. 92. Hey. 92. 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no! 99. Damn it! I lost by 7. Let's go! Let's go!
One thing I'm saying right here now on this channel, if Jake Paul does step in the ring with Ryan Garcia, I'll give him my utmost credit. I really do give the guy credit on his channel for certain things he does. He's come from absolutely being a novice boxer, went to split decision with Tommy, but if he has the balls to face Ryan Garcia after he beat Devin Haney in that fashion, then I'll have to give him his credit big time. The guy that even helped him start.
As Jake, I'm the one that introduced him to boxing. I pit him on.
Both of them?
Both of them. Yep. I regret it, but it is what it is.
You regret with Jake? Because Jake's done
with Logan. I shouldn't have gave these motherfuckers the ideas, except Jake. Actually, I like Jake. But I gave them the vision.
When you see Jake fight, you ever say, like, he's a real fighter? Because at this point, he's...
No, not yet. Not yet. No.
What will it take for Jake to do for a guy like you to say he's a real boxer?
Well, who's he fighting next? Mike Tyson?
Yo, so Ryan, I think you said it well, man. I mean, he is more of a bit. I would say he's a boxer. He knows how to box. Mm-hmm. But if you look at boxers like Mike Tyson, like yourself, like pros, Canelo, he's more of a promoter, marketer, right? Would you agree with that? He's smart. I mean, you got to give him a lot of props on the promotion. Yeah, it's actually what you're doing here right now, right? Yeah, you're doing up here right now, right? You're here marketing. Yeah, you're promoting. You're building your brand, right?
He's a great fighter, bro. I mean, he's a great marketer. That's no secret. He's been a great marketer since the Vine days.
I've said this before on my other channel. The problem with influencer boxing is influencers start boxing and try becoming boxers. They don't promote anymore. Jake Paul, KSI, a select few actually know how to promote properly and sell these events. And that is why there starts to be a downfall on the influencer boxing scene.
You know what I mean? That's no secret. He just now put it into boxing and he's gotten his skills to a level where he could keep up with all these MMA fighters and, these journeymen that he's fighting currently. And you can't hate on that, Again, he's playing the game smart. He's calling out guys like Canelo when we obviously know if he got in the ring with Canelo at this certain stage, he would be knocked out within 3 rounds or maybe less. It wouldn't be much of a fight. But, at the end of the day, he's really chasing his dreams. You can't hate on it. And maybe one day he will be able to step in the ring with Canelo. And that's a win in itself.
Well, who's he fighting next? Mike Tyson?
Mm-hmm.
So just chill from that for a little bit. Get into the rankings. Fight guys in a weight class that, you can make weight and, have rankings.
Because, the only real boxer he fought, Pat, was who? Right. He only fought Tyson.
No, he fought a guy named Ryan
Fury.
Ryan Fury.
Not Tyson. Yeah.
That's
what's his name?
Tyson's brother. Tyson Fury's brother.
What's his first name? What's Tyson Fury's brother?
Well, that's the fixes in.
Was it? Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury.
And that was he lost because that was a real fighter. That's a real boxer.
That was a real boxer, yeah.
And Mike Tyson's how old?
57 years.
Dude, he's about to.
He's gonna be 58 at the fight.
I just seen him. He's pretty big.
Listen, Mike could be 70 years old. You probably don't want to.
This makes a lot of sense for Ryan Garcia to do this fight right now because he's banned from actual boxing. He has to do something like an exhibition or a Netflix bout so it suits him. But Jake Paul is actually run out of opponents himself. But does he go in there with someone like Ryan Garcia right now and risk it all against a significantly better boxer than him? It's a massive risk. But Jake Paul does back himself on crazy occasions, despite people saying he takes these easy fights.
Hey everybody, I know I haven't been on here in a long time. I haven't posted, I haven't done anything. I'm obviously facing a lot of challenges in my life. to everybody that's been following what's been happening to me this year. It's been tough. It feels like attack from the enemy, but again, no weapon against me shall prosper. I'm always going to put my faith in God and Jesus, and I'll be back. I'm going to be fighting real soon. Obviously, I'm going through this year ban. Devin Haney suing me, amongst a lot of other lawsuits I'm going through kind of right now, but it's okay.
UFC 309 Jones versus Miocic took place Saturday, November 16th from Madison Square Garden, located in New York. UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones faces off with number 8th ranked contender and former division champion Stipe Miocic in a battle for GOAT status in a thrilling, long-awaited main event. Let's talk Jones versus Miocic. The former UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic, 20-4, fighting out of Ohio, aims to shock the world and reclaim the UFC heavyweight title from Jones. Stipe has the most consecutive title defenses in division history. He has 15 wins by knockout and 9 first-round finishes. He possesses solid wrestling, powerful striking, and true toughness. But on the other side of the octagon, you have the former 2-time UFC light heavyweight champion, Jon "Bone" Jones, who most widely consider the greatest UFC fighter of all time. He is 27-1, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and returns to the octagon and looks to build upon his legacy by adding another former division champion, Miocic, to his hit list resume. Jones has been dominant for years, using his long frame and all of his weapons to the fullest. He has completely dismantled every opponent he has faced, and nobody's been able to solve the riddle of his brilliant but unorthodox style, and I can't wait for the matchup tonight. Tonight's betting odds have Miocic coming in at a plus 455 underdog, and Jones comes in at a big minus 625 favorite. All right, here's how it went down. Round 1 started and both fighters came out with big shots, and both looked quick early in round 1. But Bones secures a trip takedown and spent the rest of the time on top dominating, landing some real ground and pound damage, beating up Stipe. It was an easy 10-8 round. But the real story of the night was Jones doing an excellent job working the body of Stipe and showing off his clear speed advantage. After Jones' domination of round 1s, Bones completely controlled the stand-up action, but Stipe was always trying to counter. Early in round 3, Stipe came out attacking and landing some shots, but Bones quickly went back to work and kept chipping away, landing with volume and doing damage. Jones showed he was clearly the faster fighter, and late in round 3, Jones throws a spinning back kick to the body and crumbles Stipe to the canvas, followed by a few shots on the ground. Wow, Jon Jones defeats Stipe Miocic to retain his UFC heavyweight championship. All right, here's my final thoughts. There was a lot of questions that needed to be answered here. For Jones, it's the move from light heavyweight to heavyweight, and would he be as effective as he was at light heavyweight? He showed complete dominance over Gon, but he's coming off a bad injury and he hasn't fought much over the years. For Stipe, would he look the same after a long layoff since 2021? And wow, do we have our answer.
One thing that I'm really excited about was that spinning back kick. About 6 months ago, we started doing the spinning back kick. He would come over my house 3 days a week, and I've worked that same kick from both stances 3 hours a week for several months. And Bruce Lee says that he doesn't fear the man that knows 10,000 kicks, but the man who has worked one kick 10,000 times.
Jones came in tonight lighter and looked like the light heavyweight destroyer that we all know. He showed off his skills and looked incredible with complete domination. Retirement has been talked about, but Jones is the greatest fighter in UFC history and clearly fighting at a high level. And in his post-fight speech, he let the world know he is not retiring, and tonight he once again showed the world why he's the greatest fighter in UFC history. Here's some quick stats on Jones. He is the current UFC heavyweight champion. He is the former UFC light heavyweight champion. He has the most consecutive title defenses in division history at 8. He has 11 wins by knockout, 7 via submission. He has 8 first-round finishes. He now holds wins over Daniel Cormier, Glover Teixeira, Cyril Gane, and now Stipe Miocic. Okay, what's next for Jones? Jones told Rogan in the post-fight speech he will give the crowd what they want to see, and that could either be Tom Aspinall or a fight he mentioned with Alex Pereira. But the intern champion, Tom Aspinall, is a bad man and he should be next. Guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the fight tonight and Bones' performance and who you think he should fight next. Just want to give a big shout out to all of our loyal fans. Love you guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. This is Jake Hatton with MMA Weekly's The Lowdown Breakdown. See you next time.
I'm excited to drive this car. Wow.
that dashboard.
Reimagined.
I don't want to just show up. I want.
What's up, gang? Attendance was 20,200. The gate was 16.7 million, second highest grossing event ever. Number 4 highest, what does this say? Number 4 highest. I don't know what it is. We did something good at number 4. So we hold number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9 all time here. Oliveira and Chandler, John Jones, Brahimus and Elliott. We gave them both. They all got 50,000. It was hard to pick between all those fights, so they all get 50,000. Congrats to them. Oh, 4th highest all time ever. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Dan the front row here.
Yeah.
We have to start with the main event, Jon Jones. Obviously, you've been singing his praises forever. This is the greatest fighter ever. But to do that to Stipe and just turn him off with a spinning back kick of everything, just what was your reaction to what we saw?
And the kicks that started right from the jump, hurt him with the first kick. This guy's fight IQ is off the charts. And, you know, everybody going to admit now that he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. And let me tell you what, this thing had upset written all over it, too. I mean, Stipe, all the talk about Jon Jones, Stipe seemed pissed, focused, and, you know, he came here to win. He looked good. He was physically in great shape. The list goes on, and Jon literally picked him apart. The jab was unbelievable tonight. How he was kicking the legs and the body. Every time he kicked the body, I thought it was over. And then he would go for the head kick and slipping punches. I mean, he's going to be 38 years old this summer. He looked incredible. I just don't know how any of you don't see that this guy's the fucking greatest fighter in the history of fucking people fighting. He's 37 going on 38. And again, tonight, he went in and did what he did. He's fucking unbelievable. And as long as he's active, he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
So moving forward, what do you do? Like, as obviously you said, you want him to fight Tom next, and you said that could just be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time.
It will be.
Yeah. And Jon was on the post-fight thing. He said he wants to be well compensated because he saw what Jake and Mike.
He will be.
So when do you actually meet with him? Is that a Tuesday conversation, or is it?
I got Tom waiting outside for me right now, and Jon, you let Jon do Jon. Jon's going to disappear. Not only will you not hear about him or what he's doing, neither will I. And then he will resurface, and he'll call, and we'll get it done.
And Stipe he was very blunt. He said he's retiring. He's hanging it up. So I guess what are your thoughts of Stipe's career and what we saw from him in there? Because Daniel said he looked kind of slow, maybe a little sluggish, but he was landing some shots in there.
He looked slow after he took the kicks to the body. He looked slow. Listen, don't say Stipe. Stipe was in fucking great shape. He came in and he was here to win, and Jon Jones systematically fucking picked him apart. His fight IQ is off the charts. It is hard talking to people who 99.9% of the media don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to fighting. Amen. Thank you, sir.
And what do you make of Stipe's career now that he's officially hung it up?
He's had an incredible career, and it doesn't diminish who he was at heavyweight and what he's accomplished here. When you think about Stipe, he's made a lot of money. He's been a firefighter. He'll retire with his pension and all the things. Stipe is going to have a great life.
In the co-main event, obviously, another fight of the night for Michael Chandler. He was pretty adamant, like beat Charles, go on to fight for the title and everything. Real weird 5th round of, a lot of blows to the back of the head. A lot of your fighters online seemed very confused why the referee wasn't, saying anything about that. Just what did you make of just all the weirdness we saw in that?
Yeah, the reffing lately has been weird. The judging has been weird lately, and I don't disagree with you. I saw a fight tonight that should have been stopped earlier, and it's.
What do you do with Charles? He's pretty adamant that he wants to be cage side for that Islam and Arman fight whenever that happens.
Then we fly him in from Brazil and sit him cage side for that fight.
Sure. And just a couple other unrelated to the top 2 fights. The gloves that went back to the old. That's a permanent move? You're just going to shelve the newer one?
Yeah, it's a permanent move, but the problem is we don't have enough of the old gloves. So until we can get them all done. Yeah, that's it.
Are you going to go back to the gold gloves for the championship fight, just black permanently?
You know what? There were good intentions with the new gloves. We spent a lot of time, energy, and money on them. There were good intentions. Didn't work out, and it is what it is.
Another big win for Jim Miller. He said that he wants to get to 50 total UFC fights and then hard stop on his career, and you can hold him to that, he says.
Deal.
And just one final one I do have to ask you about. Your friend Mike Tyson tweeted that he almost died over the summer. He said, he had a bunch of blood transfusions, just had to fight to get healthy, and then his performance yesterday against Jake Paul. Just your thoughts on what we saw.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong. When you guys know the whole story about Shark Week, and if you don't, I begged him not to do the Roy Jones fight. You're too old. I love you. I don't want to see you take any more punishment. So I set him up on Shark Week. He got paid good money. And he's like, you fucking... So he almost flipped out the last day and was ready to kill everybody on the boat because he had to jump in with all these sharks again in the middle of Florida. And he's like, this fucking asshole says that, he cares about me and everything else. I've been fighting since I was 12. And he throws me in the fucking ocean with a bunch of sharks. He was right about that, too. But he basically said, I told him, Mike, you're basically 60 years old. And he's like, you honestly think this fucking kid's going to do anything to me? He's not good. He's not going to fucking knock me out. He's not going to do this. And you saw him. He tripped when he was walking down the thing. He had a hard time walking up the stairs. He had a knee brace on. And Jake Paul couldn't do anything to him. He made a ton of money. And I know people are mad. You stayed home on a Saturday night, but you didn't pay for it. You know what I mean? And, Mike, this is what Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson shows up, everybody makes money. Jake Paul is fucking, I don't have to tell you guys. You guys know. Mike Tyson is the A+++ side of that thing. And he was right. Jake Paul couldn't do shit to him. So he was right and I was wrong.
When you say the Tom-John fight would be the biggest of all time, you're talking even bigger than the Brock Lesnar days at heavyweight as well.
Be the biggest heavyweight fight in UFC history by a long shot.
When you look at that fight stylistically, right, as you said, John, still amazing, still incredibly varied attacks, great IQ, but it would seem that Tom's advantage would be in the speed. When you look at that fight, how do you break it down and how do you think that could play out?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know what John's going to do. John's one of those guys that I was saying earlier has the highest fight IQ. He's like fucking Elon Musk in the octagon, okay? This guy is brilliant in there, and the things that he pulls off, like you didn't see any of the spinning elbows tonight that he does normally. He did all different shit tonight. I'm sure he sat down and watched Stipe's tapes, and I don't know what he'll do with Aspinall.
Michael Chandler Charles getting his back and him doing the slams into it, obviously not advisable, but did you enjoy that as a spectator?
I'm sorry. What did you ask me?
I said, did you enjoy when Chandler threw himself backwards with Charles on his back?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Obviously, look, I think he's 2-3 now in the UFC, but every time he goes out there, right, puts on a crazy show. He's one of those fighters that I'm sure you just love to have around, regardless of his win-loss record.
Yeah, I mean, he's like an Arturo Gatti, man. He's one of those guys. Win, lose, or draw, you're never bummed out at the end of a Michael Chandler fight.
Last one for me. Look, I know that you got to let John do John and go and disappear for a while. But do you have to have a time limit on it for those negotiations? Because obviously Tom's been at...
Of course.
Yeah. Do you have any idea when you sort of think like, hey, come on?
No.
Dana right here. Dana right here.
Yep.
Over here.
Yep.
Over here.
Hey. No. Yeah. There you go. Hey.
Hey, Dana. Congratulations on another great night.
Thank you, sir.
Obviously, when you come to New York, it's always a huge card. Best city in the world. Tons of celebrities. We got the great Kid Rock right here.
Yep.
He came to Iraq in 2004 when I was in the Army. Did a free concert, so I want to publicly thank him for that.
Yeah, nobody loves the troops more than Kid Rock does, man. Kid Rock does so much stuff for the troops and for this country. He's a good man.
Yeah. With that said, do you ever think about, instead of doing the card just in November, maybe do 2 cards in New York a year?
Yeah, here's the thing. As we go into 25, there's a lot of places that we haven't been pre-COVID, right? And there were places that I didn't want to go until everything started to get back to normal. It's like New York City, you're not wrong, is one of the greatest cities on earth, right? Since I've been here the last 2 days, this place feels like New York City again. Like people everywhere, packed, shopping, eating out. There's just a good energy here again, man, and it felt really good. But in 25, we'll probably just come back here once, even though I'd love to come back here more. But there's cities that I'm going to go to next year that we haven't been to in a while. I'm going to do Chicago. I'm going to do Seattle. I'm going to do, a few other places in 25.
So obviously this was a big pay-per-view. Your next pay-per-view, you have the flyweight title fight. You have Kai Asakara in the main event, UFC newcomer. Two-part question, being that a lot of people who don't follow outside of the UFC might not know who he is. Are you worried about not attracting as much fans? But second part, he hasn't fought at flyweight in 7 years.
Yeah.
Was that any of the discussion when you decided he'd get the title shot?
Yeah. First of all, for people to know who he is and be excited to see him fight, that's my job. Number one. Number two, no, that wasn't. It's very typical for Japan. You know what I mean? They always fight higher than they probably should. But when you come over here, there's a whole nother ball game here. You know, the literally the best in the world are here. But we love this kid, and we think it's going to be an exciting, fun fight.
And my last question, this is your first pay-per-view since Donald Trump won the election. I know he's a close friend of you. But from a business side, how does that change the UFC? Is it positive for the UFC with him being the president, or does it not change anything?
I think it's positive for the world, to be honest with you. I mean, listen, no matter what side of the fence you sit on politically, you cannot deny that there's almost like this weight that's been lifted off the country right now, and this sigh of relief. And things are already getting better. He's not even in there yet. So, yeah.
Quick question.
I know most of the people in the room disagree with me, but yeah.
Dana, when you...
I got one guy back there that's supporting everything I say tonight. Thank you, sir.
Dana, when you heard the crowd's reaction after Bo won and they were booing and chanting overrated, just how did you kind of process that?
Well, you know, we've had these discussions with Bo. You know, Bo needs work. Bo's an up-and-coming guy. I know he has big aspirations and wants to move faster than he should, but tonight showed that he's still dominated. I mean, he won the whole fight, but he's got work to do. It's all right. We'll move him. And when you're in a position like Bo is, there's a lot of expectations, you know. And did you see the size of Craig? I mean, the guy's a fucking monster. The president looked at me and said, "These guys are in the same weight class?" Because he loves Bo Nickel. So I said, "Yeah, they are. It's crazy."
And then on the Chandler side of it, afterwards, right, he eventually calls out Conor McGregor again. Like, do you even go down that road? Like,
who did? Bo?
No, Chandler.
Oh, Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that like a waste at this point?
Conor's going to come back late 25, so there's a lot of time before we figure out who's going to fight Conor.
Dana right here.
Yep.
Tonight, some interesting records, right? Jim Miller, 27 UFC wins, the most. Jon Jones, the first to have a 20-fight unbeaten streak. Charles Oliveira, the first to get 20 bonuses in the UFC. Which one of those is most impressive to you?
Yeah, that's a tough one. They're all impressive in their own ways. I mean, if you look at an older guy like Jim doing what he's doing still at the level he's doing it, that's obviously super impressive. And then, I mean, Jon Jones, you guys don't even want to fucking hear it, but, and then Oliveira, yeah, he's such a beast, man. The kid's incredible. They're all great in their own way.
Sure. And Jon has made it clear in kind of the interviews he's done, he wants to be well compensated for this Tom fight. And I know the last time this was kind of a thing with the Francis Ngannou fight, you said he wanted $30 million. There's the Anthony Joshua money quote and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like this could be leading to that same type of friction, or do you think it'll be an easier negotiation this time?
Jon's always been well compensated. You know, he's always been well compensated. I would never put his total purse number out there, but it's fucking massive. The number that he went over tonight, he's made a lot of money in his career. Listen, you don't fight and then disappear for 5 years because you weren't well compensated. He makes a lot of money. So he'll make a lot more for this fight.
On a slightly happier note for boxing, then I know you're disappointed about Tyson and all that, but did you get to see the Serrano-Taylor fight?
Yes, it was awesome.
Do you think Serrano, I'm over here in the middle, Dana.
Okay.
Do you think Serrano won, as she's saying on socials, or?
I don't know. I mean, I was watching it, but I wasn't scoring it, but it was a great fight. You know, those girls were banging, throwing tons of combos, and that's the other thing. I mean, all the people that are, you know.
It's an Aldi thing.
You know, there's a lot of Portnoy went out and said that it was the greatest con job of all time, and I mean, if you didn't think that that's the way the fight, I don't know what people expected. You know, Mike's almost 60 years old. He's Mike Tyson, but he's 60 years old, and he knew that Jake Paul couldn't do anything to him. So it's you knew what you were going to get when you saw that fight. But you can't be mad; it was fucking free. We all got Netflix anyway, right? And you got to watch the girls fight, and the girls fight was good. You know, I know a lot of people were pissed, and it was a bit of a shit show. But you know, what did you expect? Seriously, when you stayed home and you turned on Netflix that night, were you like, holy fuck, I'm about to see the greatest live sporting event of all time? No, you fucking did not. You got exactly what you thought you were going to get.
I was there for the Serrano Taylor, but, you know, it was yeah.
Oh, you were there and you flew back here? Oh.
No, to watch.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
watching
Yeah, you're right. And that's the, listen, if you're a fight fan, you're right. You're right.
Dana. Going off that, sorry, because you just cut me off before. You were obviously watching the event. What did you think of like the production and stuff for Netflix? Because I imagine as you guys go into this negotiation for the next television rights.
Well, nobody does my production. I do. That's been my deal. But that's not the deal with almost every sport, maybe every sport as far as I know. But not me. Nobody's going to control my product. I do. And for Netflix, this thing was brilliant because you knew it was going to pull a massive number because of Mike Tyson, right? And to be fair to Jake, you're going to tune in to watch him get knocked out, hopefully, right? That's what everybody wants to see. And but they needed to do this test. They got the NFL coming at Christmas. They're just getting into live sports. They needed to do this to test it, to test something that they knew they would pull a big number on, and Mike Tyson pulls big numbers.
And you booked this Ian Gary versus Shavkat fight for the next pay-per-view. No interim title, just a co-main event, 5 rounds. Was that discussed at all? And why, with Bilal out in this situation, was an interim title not the right decision?
Yeah, because we know when Bilal's coming back. You know, he's not going to be out that long. So it's a number 1 contender fight. You do 5 rounds, which is great for both of those guys to get 5 rounds under their belt before they fight Bilal. And when do you ever have a fight, especially in MMA? We have 2 undefeated guys. You got an 18-0 with a 100% finish rate and a 15-0. You know, 2 of the best young up-and-coming prospects in the division to face off to see who's the number 1 contender.
Shavkat tweeted out that he was really disappointed in the division. He said basically everyone ranked above Ian turned the fight down. Was it difficult to get the fight made?
No, not at all. Listen, all these guys get disappointed about. I mean, you want to talk about disappointment? Chris Weidman's probably the most disappointed dude on the planet right now. That's the sport, and it happens.
Yeah, and you announced the Q1 schedule tonight. That came out, and you're going to the Intuit Dome in LA in January. Why go there instead of Staples Center? What's appealing about that?
It's new. I like new arenas, new technology, and yeah, this place is supposed to be badass, so I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Dana,
I can't wait.
Congrats on tonight.
Thank you, sir.
You've turned the UFC into this global entity, powerful. You mentioned that, I think for boxing fans, it was frustrating last night. So often in our lives when boxing's had big moments, they've stumbled. That's kind of where the UFC flourishes. Is that still an option for you to revamp the boxing world, or is that just too complicated a task?
It's the question. It's the question to ask. We're going to find out. I'm interested, and we're trying to hammer something out right now. If it gets done, it'll probably be done around February, and then we'll find out. It needs to be ripped right down to the ground and rebuilt. When we started this company, we had like 13 contracts. Nobody knew anybody. We weren't on television. We had a DirecTV deal where we did like fucking 2,500 buys every time we did a show. And we literally built it from the ground up. That's how you do it. I don't know if there's ever been a sporting, a business, or anything in the history of the world that has brought in trillions of dollars, trillions in revenue. And at the end of the day, there's nothing left. There's nothing there. It's, you know. So that's the plan.
Yeah, just 2 more in the front right here. The odds for Tom and John were, the early odds are just released. Tom is a -135 to John being a +115. I'm curious what you make of those odds.
It's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Just one other last one that I remembered. It was announced Nick Diaz is probably out of his fight against Vicente Luque. Does that have anything to do with that video of Nick that came out?
That Nick's out of the fight?
Yeah, that's been reported.
Shit, I didn't even know that. Nick out of the fight?
Okay. Well, have you been made aware of that video of Nick going around social media?
I've seen a lot of videos of Nick.
Okay.
And Nate.
Dana, the UFC signed Mikey Musumeci to the first BJJ exclusive promotional contract in UFC history. Can you just talk more about the work that went into that? You said it's been in the works for over a year.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting into grappling now, so he's one of many. We'll go after all the greatest guys in the world.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yep.
Yeah. Congrats on the night, on a phenomenal night.
Thank you, sir.
Wanted to ask you, were there any upcoming fighters or, a couple guys on the undercard you're actually excited about potential matchups happening later? And also, just to emphasize the impact of tonight, with the past presidential election and everything going on the grandest stage possibly in the country, just the overall energy and everything tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we always, all the guys that are on the undercards are usually guys that we, have high hopes for and that, we're looking to build. I don't really understand your question about the election, but yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, I can feel the difference. When I go into places like New York that's normally crazy blue and people are running up to me and thanking me and saying, and New York has a completely different vibe this time than the last, several times that I've been here. It feels like New York again. It does. One down, one to go. LA. Let's get LA back.
Dana, just in general, why do you think your fighters kind of relate well to Trump? Because, back to back, it was Bo, then Chandler, then John. Why do you think they relate so well to the president?
Well, if you saw the election, the entire country relates with Trump right now. When all the swing states, the only states she won were the ones that you didn't need ID to vote in. It would have been interesting if you needed ID, how that would have played out too. I think that the whole country, it feels like somebody hit the reset button. Everything feels, and however this election went, everybody was hoping it was a blowout. Either way, so there would be no more bullshit. And what I think everybody's tired of the bullshit, man. We're all tired. We all just want to live our lives and run our businesses and raise our families and do all that shit. And hopefully this stuff will all simmer down in the next 4 years.
I was asking that because, when you had the speech when he got elected, you think, Bust with the Boys, all the podcasters. So it seems like a lot of young men, relate well to Trump. So just how the fighters kind of relate to him tonight.
So I've had this philosophy for the last 5 years that traditional media is dead, and it doesn't hold the influence that it used to hold. The two most hated people in this world right now are the media and the politicians. Nobody trusts them, and nobody believes them. And the true influence right now is with these kids that are on the internet, and they're called influencers. So I've been creating relationships with these people over the last, like I said, 4 or 5 years. And this election was won on the internet. Fucking
Dana.
The way Power Slap was built is the way this election was won. And the Hispanic vote was incredibly powerful. The male black vote and the youth. The youth all came out. So
Dana,
yeah.
You've worked with Jon Jones for 16 years. You've seen him go through ups and downs, in and outside of the cage. Outside of his fighting career, what do you think's your most impactful moment you've had with Jon?
Outside of what? His fighting career?
Yep, outside of the cage. As friends.
Me and Jon Jones never got along outside of the cage. We've had a horrendous relationship for 16 years. Not 16, call it 10, 12.
Well, I'm sure he's happy that you're claiming him as a pound-for-pound number one.
Because it's a fact. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to whatever. I'm not saying we don't have that kind of relationship anymore, but I don't have to like him to realize who he is and what he's capable of and see the brilliance. He He is the best to ever fight in a fucking fight, period. Ever.
I agree.
Unless, like, maybe in the Roman days. I don't know fucking anybody that fought back then. But since people have been fucking documenting fighting, he's the best ever.
And one last question from me. Venom has come out with a lot of custom shorts this year. 4 fighters on today's card had them. Which ones are your favorite of this year?
I don't even know anything about any of them.
All good?
That is way out of my fucking wheelhouse.
Right back here?
Yeah.
You've hit 100 shows in the Apex. This year, 17 out of 28 UFC fight nights will have taken place inside the Apex. With every other sport back to pre-pandemic operations, do you plan on getting on the road more than 50% of the shows this year?
Yeah. I'm the one that got all the sports back on the road.
That you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've wondered why we're still at the Apex.
Because you know what? I had a problem going to a lot of places at one point. I said, you know where I'm going to go? I'm going to go to places where it's easy to run my business and we're not going to have to deal with any bullshit. So, you know, we you know where we've been? The usual suspects. Celebrated, not tolerated. So we're going to start hitting a lot of those places this year, and yes, sir, we will travel fight nights more too.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Dana, over here.
Yeah.
Dana.
Yeah.
Here.
Over
Dana.
here.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay. Yeah.
Coming to this room, a guy told me he have a cancer and 1 month to live, but that he was happy to have seen a UFC event. How do you feel providing this kind of emotion for people?
Help me.
He said there was some, I believe he said there was someone he met that was dying from cancer, but
What was it?
he said, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he met a fan that was dying from cancer and he was happy that he was able to see
That's it.
the event. Yeah.
Do we have a translator here? Oh, John Jones kid. The guy with John Jones?
No. Just a guy in this Madison Square Garden have a cancer and told me. And
Yeah,
he
no,
was
listen,
happy to see.
So we've had so much of that. So behind the scenes, like, people will reach out all the time that are dying of cancer and all these different things, and we always bring people in to experience it. And how does it make me feel? Incredible that people who are dying want to come here and see an event. You know what I mean?
He was very happy in here.
Makes me happy. Yes, sir.
Dana.
Yeah.
You say that John and Tom has the potential to be the biggest heavyweight fight of all time. Is that a fight that you think you could go against your normal rules and go for a stadium?
It doesn't have the potential to. It's going to be. It's going to be the biggest heavyweight fight ever. It'll probably be the biggest fight we've ever done. And I hate stadiums, man. I hate them. I like arenas. It's just such a better vibe. People can see better. You know, probably not.
And that fight will obviously take place in the USA.
We don't know. We're talking about. We were literally talking about a lot of different options tonight before we came in here.
So England's a potential.
Could be anywhere. Could literally be anywhere.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dana, over here. Just quickly, you know, obviously you don't make the fights on the night, but I'd imagine if Chandler had beaten Oliveira, it would have been. Well, Oliveira's obviously going to move on and be fighting up the division. Does the result almost kind of help him in getting that McGregor fight back on track a little bit, the fact that it didn't go his way tonight?
I don't know. I mean, anything's possible. Listen, like I said, he's like Arturo Gatti. You know what I mean? People want to see him fight, win, lose, or draw. He's always exciting. He's always fun. I mean, the last round of that fight, he kept getting taken down, get on his back. So when he got on his back at the end, he just stood up and started slamming him. The kid always tries to win. He always comes to fight. And Michael Chandler's always going to have a home here. I mean, until he decides to retire, Michael Chandler isn't going anywhere. Will he fight Conor? I don't know.
With regards, Conor, you mentioned on the Jim Rome show and again today that it's going to be the end of next year, which will bring him over 4 years out of the octagon. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and he seemed more like he was maybe going to fight on February 1st. Where's the disconnect there?
Who felt like that?
Conor.
Conor? And disconnect? And me? And there's no doubt that Conor hits me up all the time. Conor wants to fight. I told you guys that he probably wouldn't fight in 24, and he didn't. He's going to fight in 25, probably at the end of the year. If it's earlier, that's good for all of us.
Why so late?
When it's going to play out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here. Thanks for making a great night.
Thank you, sir.
It was a great experience. I wanted to ask about Jon Jones. I know you like questions about him, so if Aspinall gets out of the fight, if you schedule a fight and he gets out of fight, do you think you'll try to make a fight against Pereira?
No.
No? Okay.
You know what? You know what tonight told me? There's no fucking way I make the Pereira fight.
Okay.
John's too big. Great wrestler. See how he took Stipe down in that first round?
Yeah.
I like Alex Pereira. I like him personally. You know,
But
it
he's
just
the greatest of all time, right?
it just doesn't make sense to make that fight. If they both want it bad enough and they're both fucking hounding me or something, maybe I would do it. It's just Alex Pereira is killing it. Look at his age and what he's doing right now. What's the reason to go up and fight a guy that's so much bigger than you and such a good wrestler?
All right.
What is it?
Money.
Money? Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. That's definitely a reason.
The only reason.
But just so we're clear, I don't want to make any of that kind of money. I want Pereira to stay where he is and do what he does and, you know, run the street. But again, if they go crazy on me and they want to do it, then what am I going to do? They're grown-ass men, and I'm sure the fans want to see it. I'm sure you want to see it. I guess we'll talk about it.
And the second question, off topic a little bit. Before the fight, you said you're gonna announce the Makhachev-Sarukan soon. Is it still like actual or?
I said I was going to announce what?
The Sarukan and Makhachev fight.
Oh, Sarukian and yeah.
And Makhachev, yeah, in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Is it like already like done or you're still working on it? Because
did I announce it?
No, I didn't. But you said you're gonna announce it.
I said I was going to announce it after this fight at the press conference.
No.
You're good, sir.
Sorry. 2 quick questions. Some fighters have said that they like the new gloves. Is there any thought about just
one guy? All right.
2.
They're back.
No, just saying let the fighters choose. Is that a? Well, I know you said you're waiting to get more gloves in, but if any fighters still want to use the new gloves, 2 guys said that their hands felt really good after the fight. It gave better protection. Any thought on that?
You know how fucking good that is to hear, sir? You know how much money I spent on this? Money, time, energy. I'm very happy that 2 guys love the gloves. I'm really happy.
There might be more than 2, but
there might be. Speak up now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it.
The last question I have is, it seemed like you might have softened your stance on an outdoor venue, perhaps for, say, a UFC Africa, or perhaps even a smaller arena than you might normally do.
And why is that? Why do you say that?
Saw an interview a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I think it was, where it sounded like you were maybe we do something there with what's existing, but that's where I want to lead with this. What are your thoughts on the existing infrastructure in that whole continent?
So all the top executives from the Yankees were here tonight, and the president of the Yankees told me that they would love to do a fight at Yankee Stadium outside and all this stuff. It's just we did one fight outside one time at Abu Dhabi. The heat was a problem. The humidity was a problem. The bugs were a problem. I mean, just I don't like doing things in places or environments that affect the fight, you know, and all of those things affect a fight, the outcome of a fight. And again, I don't like the viewing experience for the fans either.
So would that some of these smaller stadiums, since there aren't any large arenas currently available in there, is that going to be large enough to entice the UFC to go, or still waiting for hopefully some place to come up with something larger?
I don't know. I know everybody thinks we do everything for money, but everything isn't about money for me. It's more about an experience. I never, ever want people to turn off the television and feel the way they felt last night after they watch a fight. I want the exact opposite. I want people to be like, glad I stayed home, glad I watched it, not pissed I paid for it, you know, and I, especially people who travel. So There will be people that will fly, buy tickets, plane tickets, hotel rooms, dinners, shopping, tickets to the fight, and then go there and have a bad experience, whether it's any of those things, the weather, the wind, the heat, the humidity, the bugs, I mean, any of that stuff. I like to be able to control everything a little bit more. I can control everything that happens inside this arena. There can be some weird shit the night the fucking gate broke and everybody fell on the ground. You know, that kind of shit will happen here and there. But in all the years we've been doing it, it's happened one time, right? I can't control what happens when that cage door shuts. And if we're outside, I can't control anything. Nothing. Anything can happen. And I hate that. I don't like that feeling.
Sure. Some would argue that there's plenty of other sports that live through it just fine.
But people
they
don't
aren't
get
combat sports.
Exactly. Big difference if you're kicking a soccer ball or, you know, fucking hitting home runs, whatever. Totally different. I mean, they even stop and rain in baseball, right? I mean, yeah. You can't stop. We can't have a rain delay.
Why not?
Because it's fucking ridiculous, and it will never happen as long as I'm alive. That's never going to happen. We're never going to have a rain delay in the UFC. Yeah. Think about, again, last night, boxing, right? These guys will do a fight, then have a fucking podcast for an hour and 30 minutes before the next fucking fight comes on, right? We're going to do a rain delay? It's never going to happen, man. You know what we do? We go boom, 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 and all the fights fucking roll all night. All the shit talk's done. You don't need to see fucking Rosie Perez breaking down fights and you know.
Really good job, but yes.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.